Okay, so I'm back at this mesh here, and I'm going to show you how I made this point on here. Notice the point moves back and forth and up and down. Yeah, like this. So what I did was I just here's my function, and I just did a comma b, point p equals a comma b comma f of a b, and f of a b will give you that z value that you need to actually put the point on the graph itself. Okay, so 3 coordinates points, and so when you do that, you got the point there. Now, what the default setting on Desmos is -5 to 5, -5 to 5, but I changed it. I just clicked on it and I made it -10 instead, -10 to 10, because of the how much I've zoomed out from this graph. If I zoom in, then 5 and 5 would have been good enough, but then you really can't see much. You can't see it as well necessarily. So anyway, so there's that. So the next thing I did was I created the line associated to the partial derivative. So if you look straight on into the z, if you look at straight on z and x, and you move the point, you can see that the partial derivative is going to be negative as we start from the positive, so from 0, 0, and we go strict x, it's going down, so the partial derivative is going to be negative there. If I look in the y direction, where's y? If I look in z and y, this is a positive y, then what this says here is that as I go in the y direction, positive y direction, the partial derivative is going to be positive. Okay? And you can see that with, if you look, here's my function here. I take the partial derivative with respect to x, and I get, from this function, I get 1 over 20 b minus 2a. So this means that if a is positive and b is positive, so in other words, in the when x is in the positive side of the z-axis, then my derivative is going to be negative, as long as b is greater than a or something like that. So what I did was I created the line from that right here using the point slope form, and I created a line using AB as my point. And if you look, I put that here, and so if I look directly on to x, z and x, then as I change A, my line goes with it. Now it comes out as a plane, but maybe in a future video I'll show you actually it as a line. It doesn't really matter because you can just do the straight on viewpoint along the y-axis of the y viewpoint looking straight on, so you see that the line has a negative slope there like it should when we said x was positive. I did the same thing for y. I did f sub y here, and I found its slope. I found point slope form of the line, and then I plugged in this line here, and now I'm going to look straight on the y direction. Where's y? Z and y, straight onto the y direction. You can see that line there, and as I change b, it's just going straight up the line.